Hello, I'm Kurt Ribisl, an associate professor at the UNC Gillings School of Global Public Health. As cigarette prices have gone up, many smokers have quit or are trying to quit smoking, but there are many others who have switched to purchasing their cigarettes online in an attempt to find cheaper prices. Internet cigarette vendors sell at cheaper prices than retail stores because they don't charge excise taxes, and in many cases, because they're selling cigarettes intended for sale in other countries. Few internet cigarette vendors even check the age of their customers, making them readily available to underage smokers. Internet cigarette sales are also starting to undermine the decades of progress that we have made in reducing youth and adult smoking rates. Internet cigarette sales also deprive cities, states, and the federal government of millions of dollars in taxes each year that support quit smoking programs and provide health care to children. Our research has shown that in recent years, the number of websites selling cigarettes has fluctuated between 400 and 600 vendors. An increasing proportion of these vendors are overseas, and many of these vendors skirt U.S. tax, customs, and import laws to provide cigarettes at much cheaper prices than local stores. Most of the sales from American vendors come from tobacco-growing states with low excise taxes and from sellers on tribal lands who claim that their sovereign status allows them to sell cigarettes tax-free. While over 30 states have passed laws governing internet cigarette sales, what's needed is a federal law because most of these transactions involve interstate sales. An existing federal law dating back to 1949 requires cigarette vendors selling across state lines to report the transactions to state tax authorities so that they may attempt to collect the taxes owed from the buyer. Unfortunately, this law is widely ignored by internet vendors and it's rarely enforced by state tax authorities. Federal legislation is needed to regulate all internet and mail-order tobacco sales. This law would either ban online tobacco sales entirely, or it would ensure that all taxes are collected and that the customer's age and identity are properly verified. Vendors that violate such federal laws should be placed on a do not ship list, and delivery services should not be allowed to transport their products. If these regulations are enacted and enforced, then we can effectively reduce the ease with which youth can buy cigarettes online, reduce the number of adults dodging taxes by buying online, and we can ensure that governments aren't deprived of the tax revenue that helps fund important health care programs nationwide.